What's up, everyone? What if I told you the world's most sustainable planetarium is not made of concrete and it's not made of steel, but it's made of bamboo? And you know where it's located? Right here behind me. It's in Nairobi, Kenya, and it's one of its kind in the whole world. It's made of bamboo. It's amazing. They do great things. How about Nairobi's planetarium, located right here in Nairobi, Riverside? They do great things, and we'll be talking to them. So do come with us. Let's actually go have a look inside, you know? Just come with us. Let's go.
Jambo Nairobi, leap into the thrill. Kenya's heartbeat whispers, feel the wildness spill.
So we're still at Nairobi's planetarium, and one of the people who work here is Ronald. And I was just talking to him earlier, telling him that he works at one of the coolest places, not just because it's cool because of science and the moon and the stars and all that, but also because of the environment. Man, I hear birds chirping, the air is fresh, like it's just so cool, away from the busy streets of Nairobi and the roads and all that. You work at the coolest place. How does that make you feel, waking up every single day knowing that this is your workplace? Super cool, yeah?
It's a very good place to,
To work.
it's a very good place to work.
Mm-hmm.
The environment itself, it's near the heart of Nairobi, but it's a very like a hidden pocket where it looks like
Is.
keeps the environment, trees, birds, like
Yeah.
you're saying, birds. chirping
Everything. And
all
the
that.
air is even fresher. It's
It-
so cool.
It's a very nice place to work at.
I know. Right now, for the guys who are watching you right now, just let's start with the introductions. You are like who you are and what you do at Nairobi's planetarium.
My name is Ronald. I work at the Nairobi Planetarium as a planetarium. That's someone who presents in the planetarium. And I've also done astronomy and astrophysics. So I've studied all these things about space. So it's easier for me to present because I know how these things change.
Yeah.
We can make all these experience of the universe. And if you're not really up for going out during the nighttime sky, so we bring it to you on the comfort of a seat. That's basically the work of our planetarium. It is very wonderful.
It is wonderful. But let's talk about this particular one. This is not a traveling one. This is a permanent one.
Yeah, so
And it's very sustainable.
yeah, so
Yeah.
this the Nairobi Planetarium is the only planetarium in the world made out of bamboo, and it's made in Kenya.
Right? Kenya has some of the coolest things ever.
Yeah, and bamboo is very sustainable,
Very.
easy, it grows very fast. We can cut it, treat it, and then we use that. We actually did all that here. People who work at the traveling telescope, we made the planetarium, the structure, let's say the skeletal structure, which is made out of bamboo. And then for the canvas bit that covers it up, that we did, we outsourced that to also help in finishing it up. But the person who came up with the idea is called Chu, one of the CEOs of the Traveling Telescope. He was thinking about sustainability when he was coming up with this idea of building a sustainable planetarium. So we have the Nairobi Planetarium as currently the only bamboo planetarium in the world, which we're very proud of that. And at the moment, the only permanent planetarium in Kenya. So something that we're also proud of.
For someone visiting the planetarium for the first time, what can they expect?
So when you're outside just looking up at the sky, especially in Nairobi, you maybe see 1 or 2 stars. If you're lucky, you might know that that's actually a planet you're looking at. So in the planetarium, we get rid of all the light pollution that Nairobi has, and then we give you now how the night sky would look like if you visit your Shago and you go to visit your grandmother or your mother or your parents, those who stay like in the rural parts of the world where you have this nice sky that you can look at when you're in those places. But now in the planetarium, we give you this experience. So apart from just enjoying the environment of the planetarium, it's also like an education and entertainment, where you get to learn actually how the universe works. And we can transport you to a different world, show you how the environment would look like in those different worlds. Because right now, if you want to see stars, you need to wait until, okay, you can see 1 star, the sun. But if you want to see the other stars, you'll need to wait until it's in the evening to see those other stars. But in the planetarium, even if you come during the daytime, we do what's called space and time traveling. Take you into the evening, show you how it looks like. Or if you want to see how the stars might be looking like maybe during your birthday, which stars are going to be there, so that you can expect to see what is there, even if there are planets there. So we can take you to the future, show you how the stars would look like during that time.
Right. You spoke about like birthday and what the stars look like. Is that like you've read the newspaper and then there's that section where they usually have astrology?
Yes.
So these people who do it's not is it called astrology?
It's astrology, yes.
Yeah.
It's astrology. So with the horoscopes,
The horoscopes,
that's astrology.
So do they, because most of the things they say are usually accurate, so do they go like do they have a look at the moon and the stars and how they are aligned, and then they can be able to tell, you know?
So yes, there's astrology, but what we are focused on here is astronomy.
That's astrology and this is astronomy.
So
But
there are different things.
yeah.
So they all started from the same place. Basically, it's just looking at the stars.
But it's the science aspect of things.
So astronomy focused now on the science, and then astrology will better explain it to you how they are doing their stuff, but it's mostly looking at how the sky changes, because everything is moving in the universe. Tomorrow you'll have maybe the planets in a different location from where the stars are. So having a different background, basically, where this is we use the constellations. So the stars also change its position and all that. And this is just observation. So an astronomer can do that observation, an astrologer can do that observation. So astrologers have their own way of interpreting such, but astronomers now use science in looking at how these things behave. So why are they going around like that? How is it going to influence us in terms of maybe gravitational pull, radiation from these such objects and things like that? So astronomers look at the science, astrologers have their own interpretations of such stuff.
Right. All right. Let me still stick with the planetarium for now. You've had you also work with a traveling telescope. You guys you're not here all the time. Sometimes you pack up, you go to where people need you, right? Maybe
Yes.
communities or schools and stuff. So tell me, when you go to these different locations, when someone looks inside the telescope for the first time, what are some of the reactions you get from that?
So when a person looks to the telescope for the first time, usually when it's looking at the moon or Jupiter, Saturn and its rings, they all go, wow. It doesn't matter who they are, whether they're young kids, old people. Like everyone's just like, am I actually looking at this thing? Even some usually go in front of the telescope, like maybe they put a picture because it's just surreal to look at this thing, like just looking at Saturn with the rings just floating in space there. So it's a wonderful experience.
It's a
for
wonderful
many people.
experience. So when they're looking at this, for those who don't know what they're looking at, do you usually offer an explainer?
Yeah, so with the we call these star safaris. So we are giving you a tour of the stars at night. So it's not just looking through the telescope. Looking through the telescope is the highlight, but we also have us astronomers, as storytellers, explaining exactly what you're looking at. And even without the telescopes, there are some things that you can just see with just your eyes or even a pair of binoculars. So all these we explain to everyone. We use so we have these powerful lasers that can go like 10 kilometers up into the sky. So it's easier to point out the stars. So that's why we call it like the star safari. So we are giving you a safari across the night sky.
In the galaxy. Like, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool. All right, so when someone comes here for a show inside the planetarium, can you take us through the whole experience? Like, from the moment they walk in until they're leaving, what should they expect to see?
So when you go into the planetarium, the way it's built, it's a hemisphere. So it's a hemisphere that goes above you. This is using a simulation of the universe, and that simulation is projected above you. So when you're inside the planetarium, you sort of feel like you're outside, but you're inside. So we can show you where the cardinal points are, very important. Because the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, you know these. So we take you through the experience. We start slowly with when it's daytime, we take you to nighttime. Then you start speeding up time, seeing how things change as the days go by, the weeks go by. Also showing you we go to different planets, giving you a closer look at how these planets look like, their arrangement, how you see them from distances where humans have not gone. From above or below the plane of the solar system, going to look at the galaxy, a simulation of the galaxy that we have. So these things are explained also in the planetarium. So for me, I usually like to say like the planetarium is like the theory part, and then if you go for the star safari, it's like now you're applying that.
Now what you learned, now you go in the field. It's like being in school.
Yes.
Yeah, then when you're sent for internship, you now go experience the real one.
Yeah, now you go see.
So your experience when you look at when you're looking at the sky is very different from mine, right? Because when I look at the sky, I'll see the moon at night. During the day, I see the sun. But for you, when you look in the sky at night, you can be able to tell that is that planet, that is that planet. Is that how you look at the sky? Is your experience different from like kawaida people?
So once you start looking at these things, yes, so because someone might just be looking at, okay, there's one or two stars, there's the moon there. But for me rather, and others like me, they know that is definitely not a star, that's a planet. And these stars also make certain constellations. And you know where the moon is tonight, where the moon will be tomorrow, because the moon changes its position very quickly every day. So where you see the moon tonight is not where you'll see it tomorrow night.
Yeah.
So it will be at a different location. So farther east from where Jupiter is, if I'm referencing where Jupiter is. So for us, when you get used to these things, and even the stars themselves, they have different names, and even finding the constellations. So you know what you're looking at.
Pretty awesome. So tell me, how is Nairobi's stargazing different from other parts of the world?
So the thing about Nairobi, or just generally
Like
any
Kenya.
city,
Yeah.
generally any city or town, there is light pollution. So light is good to look at things, yes, at night, but it does affect how you view things in astronomy. And it's not just astronomy, even the animals. There's a whole thing called light pollution. And there's also a group called Dark Sky. They're trying to promote Dark Sky, showing people how to use stars, or not stars, rather light at night, which is very good. But talking about how it's different from Nairobi and other parts. So I'll generally say, let's talk about Kenya in general, because Nairobi itself is not really a good place for observation because of the light pollution. So you need to go away from where the city is or where a town is to what's called a dark sky place.
And that's why you mentioned upcountry,
Yeah,
because
so-
it's darker.
It's darker, so they have fewer lights, so there's less light pollution. And if you're in an area where there's less light pollution, you get to see more stars. So in a city, you see 5, 6 stars. Up country, you see more like 100, 1,000 stars, depending on the level of light pollution.
I've always wondered about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the light pollution does affect. So what we normally do now with the stargazing, the star safaris, yes, you can do it in Nairobi, but usually when you have the moon or planets around, because those ones you can still see them even with a bit of light pollution. But to see the other things like galaxies in a nebula, these are areas where stars are formed. To see such things, we usually recommend going to a dark sky area. So, or an even darker sky area, just basically moving away from the city. So we have a camping place where we usually do this. So we invite guests, people there to come there, and then we do the stargazing session for them. Sometimes we also go for like a bush camp. So that's where now you're just the animals and the stars.
The way God intended for things to be.
Yeah, so that's the experience. Now that's where now you get the best, one of the best experience. So whether it's in up Samburu or Masabi, Turkana, those are like the best places to have these stargazing experience. So we go to conservancies, parks, game parks, because we don't have people there to contribute to that light pollution. Light pollution is very important if you want to observe some of these things.
Right. And Turkana would assume it's because of like the trees, because there are like less trees and all that.
So Turkana is because it's dry. So the moisture in the air also affects like the quality of the vision, what you're looking at. So the atmosphere itself affects how you're looking at something. If there's a lot of wind, turbulence in the atmosphere, what you're looking at can become blurry. So for example, if you're looking at something that is closer to the horizon, it will look blurry compared to if you're looking at something that is straight up. This has to do with the amount of atmosphere you're looking through. Because so the planet is a sphere, the atmosphere goes like that. So when you are here, if you're looking straight up, that's like 100 kilometers. But if you're looking at something that way, that is more than 100 kilometers. So you see there's more atmosphere, and it disrupts your viewing. Yeah. So,
right.
So there's also the moisture. How if it's dry, that's like good viewing. So we have like the robotic telescopes. These are called they are usually observatories. So they're usually built in areas where it's high and dry. So like Atacama Desert is a desert that's in a high altitude.
What are some of the best times to look through the telescope? Like, are there any specific dates or times, like within the month, or like specific days when we have more stars, or you can see more compared to other different days? Or
yeah, so if you want to, let's say, if you want to see more stars, if you're just looking at a month, if you want to see more stars, then it's during the new moon. Because remember, we talked about light pollution as contributing light. So the moon itself can be a light polluter. When it's very bright, it reduces the amount of stars you see during that night. So during the new moon is the best time to look at. So we call them deep sky objects. So those are the objects that are very hard to see. If you want to see them more clearly, during the new moon, and during the new moon is when you also have more stars. So during the new moon, you don't have the moon around because it's where the sun is. So when the sun sets, the moon is also not there.
Yes. True. So what are some of the misconceptions people have about astronomy, even as we are winding up?
So there's these things called shooting stars.
Do not. Akitafadhai. We see that and we make a wish. Don't ruin it for us. But anyway,
Okay,
go on, yeah.
These things happen. It's not that they don't happen. It's just the name. The names are wrong. They are not stars.
Okay, yeah.
You'll see them as streaks of light. You can see them like when you have like a meteor shower. So
Yeah.
their proper names are meteors.
I've seen them.
So those are the ones people call shooting stars. Their proper name are meteors. So the asteroids burning up in the atmosphere. So you can still see them. You can still make a wish if you want. It's just the name. When someone talks about shooting stars, they imagine that it's the stars.
I've always known that. I'm like, when a star bursts, what is that called?
When the star goes supernova.
Yeah, supernova.
Yeah.
So I thought, like, what happens is usually like it's supernovas, and then it just like goes wild and just goes to different.
Yeah. So it's not really stars. If stars were falling or coming towards the Earth, that would be the end of us.
Wait, so you mean stars are actually bigger than we think they are?
Stars are way. So the sun is, you can fit like 1 million Earths inside the sun.
You.
And the sun is like on the smaller side of stars. It's on the smaller side of stars. So imagine
Okay.
something that big,
Hold up.
more than 1 million coming towards you. It's way bigger than you.
And that's not a planet, that's a star.
That's a star. It has all this heat, energy radiating from it. That's definitely the end of us.
So a star is bigger than Earth,
It's way bigger than the Earth.
and you have billions of them.
So like we estimate in our galaxy, the Milky Way, like 200 billion.
Oh.
And then we have like other galaxies out there, and we estimate like maybe trillions of galaxies, so hundreds of billions times trillions, you get like so many stars in the universe.
Right. Say this weekend, someone just watched the interview. They're intrigued. They want to come and experience this for themselves. How do they go about that?
So if you want to come to the planetarium, you can always get in touch with us through our social media, which is the Traveling Telescope on Instagram and Facebook. Also have our website, which you can check out. See some of these things that we are talking about highlighted there. Website will be the travelingtelescope.co.uk. And we invite you to come over for this. You can enjoy this, what we are talking about, so that you're also experiencing it and not just watching us talk about it.
Lastly, I would like to know your message to the young kids watching you right now, being inspired by what you have done. They're curious, maybe about the planets, the stars, the moon, the sun, all that, but they're not really sure if that is what they want to do. Some really already know this is what they want to do. So what will be your message to them?
The thing that I would advise the young, astronomy is a very big field. It's a very big field. It has astronomers, actually has engineers, it has mathematicians, it has doctors, lawyers, all that. So yes, you can focus in the astronomy part, astrophysics if you want, astrobiology if you want to look for aliens. So you're not limited to one thing in astronomy. That's what I can say. You're not limited to one thing. You can focus on it, but you're not limited to that. So you can do all these things that you like doing every now and then. There's engineering, computer science and all that. All this can be applied in astronomy. So when you're looking at taking rockets to space, it's not just astronomers. You have your engineers, you have your mathematicians. All these are contributing to space.
So engineers, they build the satellites.
Build the satellites, build the rockets. So astronomy is a very big field. That's what I would just like to say to the people.
And you mentioned something. I'm not letting you off the hook. I don't know if aliens real. You mentioned aliens, and I'm like, are they real?
So what I can say right now with the science is that we don't know. We cannot say yes or no, because we've not looked at every corner of the universe to conclude that they are not there. The thing is, the universe is very big, and the things that can make life, it's in abundance. Your hydrogen, there's a lot of that in the universe. Your oxygen, there's a lot of that in the universe. And we have so many planets in our universe. So just even looking at the statistics, it's unlikely that Earth was the only place where we had life come up.
So far, there's no evidence that there's life in these other planets.
So far, we've not seen life in these other places. There is evidence that there might have been life on Mars. So there's that. We are studying Mars very closely. There's evidence that there might have been life earlier on when Mars was better in a better position to support life. Right now, it can't support life as we know it. And then you also have moons of Jupiter and Saturn. They are called icy moons because they have a thick crust of ice, and inside it there's water. So we right now there are spacecrafts on their way to these moons to study them, to see if we can find evidence of maybe life inside those. So there might be space whales.
So for those people who,
Fish.
right, space fish and the dogs and all that. And for people who are selling people land on Mars, Meskia, there's no evidence that there's life on Mars. No, they say like they sent Jeep plants and they were surviving or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking at, so the thing is, for us humans, we are here on Earth. This is the way we've evolved, surviving here on Earth. So the environment that supports life here on Earth is not
the
on
same.
Mars.
Yeah, true. Alrighty, thank you so much for talking to us. And today we're going to be having a look at the planetarium, but I'm looking forward to also, maybe next time we come, we're going to have the traveling telescope so that we can also have a look at that. But thank you for talking to us. Tell them to subscribe to Jambo Nairobi.
You can subscribe to Jambo Nairobi to get all these information about interesting places to visit in Nairobi, like the Nairobi Planetarium.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
So this is inside the planetarium where we are simulating the sky. We have our blue sky inside here. We don't need to worry about clouds inside the planetarium. I can see there's the letters around us, cardinal points, very important. The moon, those of you who are actually looking out, at some point you might be able to see the moon during the day, but in the planetarium we can speed up time and you'll see how the moon moving in the sky. So this is daytime going into nighttime. So the sun is moving towards the west, and once the sun sets, you get to see now the other stars. So these are the stars that you'd see at night. So we can't control the amount of light pollution in a planetarium. And since we are in Nairobi, we don't really want to show too many stars that you'd not be able to see, but just showing you enough that you'll be able to make out some of these things in the sky, like the path of the Milky Way. An example of light pollution right there. But you can see the stars moving across the night sky, something that you'll not be able to see during the daytime. Going back to daytime, we have a bright blue sky, the only star that you can see during the day. Now we can also remove the atmosphere, something that people can't do outside there, removing the atmosphere. Then you can see the sun there, and then what's actually up there with the sun. So this is something that you can do in the planetarium. And I don't know if you see those three bright objects close to the sun. Those are planets, visible in the morning. If you wake up early in the morning, there are three planets towards your east. You'd be able to see that. So right now, depending on where you actually see this video, one of them might not be there, but those three are Mercury, Mars, and Saturn. And then on the other side, there's another bright object. That is now the planet Venus. We talked a little bit about what is visible there in the evening sky. So we can just like go to an evening sky, to the evening rush, a little bit to the evening sky. Just speed up time a little bit to the evening sky after the sun is not up. And then the planets that are going to be up in the sky would be the planets Jupiter. And so maybe stop somewhere there. And then, so this side where the sun has set is the west. If you look up where the laser is pointing, that's the planet Venus that you'd be able to see in the evening, so in the west. And then if you continue going up, you'll see another bright object, Jupiter. And then if you continue towards the east, then you have your moon. So the moon, Jupiter, and Venus. visible in the evening sky. So we can simulate all these in the planetarium. We can show you how the things are moving. We can even zoom to some of these planets. Like we are saying that is Jupiter. Let us just confirm for you that is Jupiter. We can select it, then move a little bit closer to it, and then you can see that is actually Jupiter. So you have Jupiter there. So just move back a bit. Yeah, so through a telescope, this is what you'll see when you're looking at Jupiter. Depends on the telescope that you have, but the better the telescope, the more details you'll be able to see. Like right now we have the red spot of Jupiter up there, which is that part there. That's the red spot. It's a storm on Jupiter. It's like a cyclone or like a tornado. It's 2 times as big as the Earth or even more. That's how big that cyclone is on Jupiter. So you see, we can confirm that what that bright object we were pointing at, that is actually Jupiter. We can also show you how the solar system looks like from the outside. Because from here on Earth, you don't really see the solar system the way you normally draw it. It doesn't look like the sun at the center and then the planets going around. From inside the solar system, it actually looks like a line. So you'll see planets along the line. When you hear people talking about planet alignment, they're usually on that line. They're always on that line. But if you change our view, we go slightly up, and then you can start to see the solar system as maybe how you draw it on paper. So you can see there's the sun, you have the orbits of the planets. The thing about being this far out in space, you'd normally won't be able to see the planets as clearly as we're showing them. And when you're in space, you don't have the orbits, these lines going around the sun. You don't really have those in space. So here it's good to use these orbits so that people can easily visualize these where the planets are. If you speed up time, then you'd be able to see the planets going around the sun. The sun is the brightest object at the center there. That's our closest star, where we have the inner planets and then we have the outer planets. We also have the asteroid belt, which you can find between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. So it's represented by the pinkish, so that pinkish area there, that's the asteroid belt. So we talked about some misconceptions about astronomy. So there's another one about the asteroid belt. When you look at movies, like a sci-fi movie, space sci-fi movie, someone going through an asteroid belt, you have all these asteroids very close to each other, but the asteroid belt is not really like that. Like the closest asteroids on average is about 1 million kilometers. So they're not that close to each other. The asteroid belt is where you have most asteroids in the solar system. That pinkish part there is representing the asteroid, but there are other asteroids everywhere in our solar system. You can see, so the solar system has so many things. It's not just the sun, it's not just the planets. It's the sun, the planets, asteroids. We also have dwarf planets like Pluto. Pluto is one of the dwarf planets. And when you start going outside the solar system, when we ever do this as humans, it's not going to be something this close, but in the future, start moving away from the solar system, and then you'll see that it will start to look like just one of the many stars that you usually see during the nighttime sky. So we move further away, and then you see it looks like one of the many stars that you have in the nighttime sky. But that's our home with the planets. So these other stars are also like our solar system. They have those different planets that are going around the star. And moving further out, we'll be able to now take a look at our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. So the Milky Way galaxy estimates 200 billion stars, and all these stars are going around the central part of the galaxy. So there's no picture of the Milky Way galaxy that looks like this, because we haven't sent anything this far out. This is what we estimate what, so we can slightly move it face on. So this is what we estimate our galaxy would look like. Looking at the stars inside our galaxy, we can sort of make like a projection of what it would look like from up or down. If we change our view back to the other, from the Earth, if we change our view back from the Earth, so the first view that we started with, when we look at things in space, so zoom out, and then we can look at the what's called the band of the Milky Way. So the band of the Milky Way is the plane of the Milky Way galaxy, as you see it from inside the Milky Way, and that is something that you can only see when you go, say, up country. In a light polluted area, you'll never see that. So you're just going to change our view here a little bit so that we have the Milky Way in our view.
If you have not made it your mission to come here at the Nairobi Planetarium, you need to come through and just see all these things we're seeing for yourself. It's better in person, I promise. And shout out to Ronald. Thank you so much. You literally reminded us the sky is not the limit, but it's a playground. That's how you feel every day, yeah?
Yes, the sky is a playground. It is the beginning actually for us.
Yeah.
You can go beyond.
You can definitely go beyond. And let me tell you guys, if you love the look into the cosmos with us, be sure to hit that subscribe button, share this video if you can, follow us on all our socials at Jambo Nairobi, use that hashtag Jambo Nairobi. You can, if you want to collaborate with us or reach out to us, use this number right here, and also check out our website, jambonairobi.com. Also, alternatively, we have an email address which is karibu@jambonairobi.com. That is our email address. It's been such a pleasure. And I want you to tell us in the comment section, if you were to meet an astronomer in person, what would you ask them? Right? You're curious to know as well.
Yeah, I'm curious.
If you have any questions, write in the comment section. And when you meet up with Ronald next time, we'll be sure to ask him. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in the next video as always.